And hello, today we're going to talk about some very special instrument mics from Austrian Audio. And before we talk about them, we're going to have to take them out of the box, which I already, well, watch that. Okay, who is Austrian Audio? I guess they're from Austria. And as far as I know, they are previous employees of AKG, who really just haven't done anything because I think kind of everyone left and formed other companies, including Austrian Audio. Now, I reviewed, rather well if I might say that, the Austrian Audio in this box, which has a number on it. I have two of them, and they're really good. It comes with a big shock mount, nice case, and it's called the mic. It looks like this. It's the mic from It's that mic from Austrian Audio that literally doesn't have a number on it. It's 616, 16 something. OC7. This is, look at it. It's so beautiful. This is a phenomenal mic for a very fair price, and it is the most natural sounding mic I've ever encountered in front of an acoustic guitar or electric guitar amplifier. It just sounds exactly like the thing sounded in the room. Very good mic. So, why are we looking at these puppies? First of all, they do come, we're gonna have to mention that, and you saw that, in a really nice case. Individually, obviously, because they're two different mics. So it's always safe in the case. Come with a mic clip that works. Very simple, but swivel, blah, blah, blah. Typical mic clip. We have a dynamic mic and a condenser mic. Let me quickly explain what that means. A dynamic mic, I know nothing about tech, but I'll try. A dynamic mic induces a current by moving a magnet inside a coil. So there's a cable, and on the diaphragm, which is a thing that captures the sound waves, look at it like a little sail, and that moves a magnet back and forth, which then, proportionally to the sound waves, induces a current. And it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little current. It's very similar to a guitar pickup, just it isn't. What do I know? And that means a dynamic mic usually needs quite a bit of boost in your mixer from the mic preamp, which of course brings up the noise from the mic preamp. And it also means you can't have like the longest cable runs and stuff. It's not an active signal in a way. And a condenser mic, and I said usually because this is not the case here, a condenser mic has a voltage and something about a back plate. What the crap do I know? I imagine there's a plate and there's a voltage on it, and then the diaphragm and magnet, whatever, moves towards it, and it measures the difference in voltage, plus minus. So we got 48 volts back here, and instead of completely measuring what voltage is being created from the dynamic, it measures the difference in voltage, meaning it should be a little bit more subtle and capture more nuances. At least that's the idea. There's a cat. When I read on the OD5, which is the dynamic mic of these two instrument mics, can you sing in these? Yes. Will you? Why not if you have it? It's not the main idea. They have other mics for vocals, and you should probably get one that's designed for vocals, but you can. Now, when I read on the OD5, P48 required. And I was like, why does a dynamic mic need phantom power? And I called them and said, hey, Bernd, I need phantom power. And he said, well, it's an active dynamic mic. What? Huh? What? Huh? So it means, yes, it creates the current like a dynamic mic does. It has all the traits of a dynamic mic. Usually, higher sound pressure level. And I'm not going to show you frequency response curves and crap like this. We're going to do sound tests and you decide based on those. And if you want to know more, go to the freaking website. I'm not your daddy. So this one does the dynamic thing, but then there's a little, let's call it preamp inside that then turns it into a kind of active signal, for lack of a better word. And it means that at your preamp on your desk or audio interface, this arrives at a much higher level, meaning you don't have to boost so much. You're not going to crank the noise from your preamp up as you usually do. And you have longer cable runs. For both of these, with a guitar amplifier, I needed 0 level on the preamp. I just had it the way they are, stock, none of the switches, and bam, I had a really amazing signal. I had to boost a lot less than other mics that I used in comparison, which are not going to be in this video, but they're in my big How to Get Guitar Sounds video. Watch that if you have time. Now, on the active dynamic, we have a 10 dB pad, which means if your sound source is too loud and it's clipping here, like that. Now I can't send this back. Now I really can't send it back. If the sound source is too high, you can attenuate it by 10 dB, which we will have to do when we put it on a snare later on in this video. And then there's, I'm doing this like an old man because I am. There's a high pass filter on it, 0 Hertz, 80 Hertz, and 120 Hertz. And we're not checking that. We're checking the high pass on the other one. Can't do everything. Obviously, the special thing about this is that the whole capsule, when you open this screw, swivels in the most beautiful way. So you can run this from over here like a handheld kind of singing mic, which you probably could use it for. They're good mics. And you can go towards your sound source like this. You could go from the side. You could have this hanging over your guitar amp like a Sennheiser E609 or 906. But you could also have it at an in-between angle, if that works for your snare, tom, guitar cap, whatever. And of course, we're going to do exactly that. I feel that this oval right here should have been a bit higher, because when you want to go down, this is the most you can go down in angle. And if this had been higher, and why would I want that? Well, for example, if I have a tom right here, I could really come up sneakily from behind it and really angle it down further. Now, as it is, if I want the angle, I'm going to have to still tilt this up a bit and then pick the angle I want. So coming all the way from, perpendicular from the bottom, you can't really, this a little bit higher, that would have been really cool. But it's already a swivelable mic. I need more always. This is a little bit hard. It feels like, it stays in place, absolutely. But then you really have to open it. This screw is hard going, tough, strong, whatever. Active dynamic, condenser. Should have, in this case, actually not more output level. They're pretty even, but technically, because of the way that this works, more top end, some more detail, really the thing you would want for overheads, which we didn't test because I don't have 2 of them, and also I'm too lazy to set up the drums. Especially acoustic guitar, of course. Now, obviously, we're testing both, And usually for a guitar amp, you're going to go with a dynamic mic first and then a condenser second. But with this, it might be the only condenser, the only mic you need on a guitar amp. You make the choice once you watch the clips. This has also 10 dB pad, and you cannot actually get in with your nails. You have to employ the help of a pointy tool, like a screwdriver or a pencil or a pen, which I did. I opted for the pen because it's mightier than the, And then there's a high-pass filter. In this case, not 80 and 120, but 40 and 80, which might have made more sense for this type of mic. And then you open this and it swivels just the same. The great thing is, if you're going, it's really cool with the red backs there. By the way, Austrian Audio, now thinking about the brand, I have all their headphones, some of them twice. They are the shit. Check out Austrian Audio headphones from the 99 to the 350. They are good. I have them all over the place, and now they're literally the only headphones I use. And I got a lot of headphones. This was an unpaid advertisement. I just wanted to point that out. Obviously, the condenser needs phantom power. Now, we're going to start with electric guitar. Really quick clip on how I positioned them. That's an excerpt from my guitar recording video. And then we're going to go into what I prepared for this video, which is a shit ton of stuff. So quickly check out how I positioned them. And the great thing is, because they're exactly the same mic, you know exactly if you do them equidistant from your source, meaning like this. You position them like this. The phase is absolutely perfect. You don't have to guess where is the diaphragm on either of them. If you do them exactly on top of each other and then in whatever position, you will see later on that the phase is perfection. So getting phase aligned sounds with these two is a breeze. So here's that clip. Okay, now here we've got the OD5 active dynamic mic and the OC7, both from Austrian Audio. And you can already see, how beautifully simple this setup is. I actually took down the input gain on both to 0. They're both now running on phantom power, but input gain is at 0, meaning whatever preamp you have is not adding any kind of noise or whatever. That's pretty awesome. And I can easily, if I wanted to, get these off-axis, on-axis, whatever I want to do. In this setup, of course, with this stand, it's absolutely crazy. And you can see right there that positioning them phase-aligned is super easy because they are the same capsule. So let's see where I would put them. This would be center. Swivel it down, tighten. We are now a little bit off center with the dynamic. And that's pretty much where I would want the condenser. So we're good to go to track this. Okay, and since that was stolen from another video, we're going to do the whole thing again, but with individual mics as well. So here's me setting up the OD5 on a different cab with a different amp. Okay, let's check out what that sounds like. OD5 active dynamic mic on that Soldano Astro 20 with a Black Star cap. Now we'll go same position, but the OC7, the condenser. And of course, we're also, again, setting up both. And then we're gonna get the sound of both. And you'll see actually where I mute one, mute the other, you can really tell the difference, but also because of the positions. And also we're gonna look at the phase, so there's a lot of stuff to take in the next clip. And we are done. So that shakers, maracas, Austrian audio. We're gonna go into acoustic guitar. We are miking a big acoustic with different playing techniques. We are miking a small acoustic with different playing techniques. And we're doing everything with each mic independently. Yes, we're going deep here. Check it out, or skip the next 3 minutes if you don't want to see that. So, well, obviously, for you studio nerds and instrument miking nerds, we're also talking about percussion. So we're going to put a dynamic mic, in this case an active dynamic, on a snare, as you do, SM57 style or Audix style or whatever style. And then would you put a condenser on a snare? Well, with minus 10 dB, it can handle the salt pressure level. And we're doing that as well. So let's start with the OD5 on a snare, no processing whatsoever. Okay, we're gonna now do the OC7 condenser on a snare, and then in the middle also swivel it a bit, so maybe you can hear a difference there. Moving on, we're going to do the same clip we just had, but these are unprocessed sounds, and realistically, you don't have a snare ever unprocessed in a mix. Let's put processing on it and see what this tiny little inexpensive snare with this, I think, $3.99 mic, euro mic can do on a snare when you apply the typical processing. That's a pretty impressive sound, if I might say so. I think it is. We're moving on to a tom. Obviously, I mean, of course, you marveled at the amazing snare playing there. I'm not a drummer, and I think, I mean, you had no idea that I don't actually know what I'm doing, right? I think it was brilliant. Maybe I change instruments now. So, we're going to go to a tom, also from this beautiful Thomann kit. Thank you, Thomann. Thank you, Meinl. We're going to put the OD5 on a tom, and I'll bang the crap out of it. And yes, you guessed it, we're going to put the OC7 on the tom, and I'm going to bang the crap out of it. Now with the tom, there might be too much low end that is being captured, so we're gonna go and do clips with the high pass filter on the OC7. Let's check it out. By the way, they have specific drum holders for these. I'm at Thomann right now, so let me check this out. Which is usually 49 bucks. How does that work? Ah, clips on the thing. And then you could literally just put this right on the tom. It's 49 bucks. At the moment, there's a special way you get this included with the OC7, but that is probably not gonna last. So you could put these directly on your drum set without stands, which is of course convenient. And then you really might want to employ the high-pass filter. So what do I think? This dynamic mic is $249, at which price it clocks in at a considerable higher price than its competition, the Shure SM57, the Sennheiser 609 or 906, blah, 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 blah. But with it being an active dynamic mic, I think it kills the competition because it arrives at your preamp in your desk or audio interface at a cleaner and much higher level already, and you don't have to boost the shit out of things. You're not getting the noise floor up. And then, of course, with a nice case and the swivelability for snare, for toms, or for guitar, it is very good. Now, a condenser usually clocks in at more money. This is $399, and that's already a stolzer Preis, as we say in German. That's a proud price. But is it really for a good condenser mic that is swivelable, relatively small, and, get two of them, put them on, over your drum kit, whatever, and then really position where you want them? I see a little Silhouette Scaramouche. I see these as brilliant in front of a guitar cab, because positioning them to get perfect phase alignment is so easy, just visually, and you're done. They don't really just add this huge kind of concoction of mic stands, especially if you have the Triad Orbit one. They just look super smooth in front of a cab and really work off each other. You can get the warmth and clarity here. You can get the dynamic sound smack in the middle right here. If you're doing acoustic stuff, go for this. If you're doing snare, go for this. Even snare with this, getting both is probably a good idea to have mics that complement each other in your arsenal. If you only get one, which one would you get? I can't tell you. I'm pretty impressed by that activeness and what actually arrives. It has a little bit less top end than this, but it's also, $150 cheaper. I don't know. You make the call if you're interested in these. And I have to mention, obviously, that this is a paid-for video, but not by Austrian Audio, by Thomann. If you think that skews my review, then you don't know what I do. And if you think Thomann has me in their pocket, watch a couple of videos I've done for them, and you know it's not the case. We have an agreement where I do what I do, and they pay me, and hopefully it all works out in the end. Just don't send me shit. It's that simple. In this case, they didn't. I like these. I think I have to send them back, which kind of hurts me a little bit. I mean, I have more mics than I can possibly eat, but I would like to have these, especially for guitar recording, because it's so easy. And the swivelability is great. I just wish that was a little bit higher, so the swivelability would go down in an angle if you really come but you could also... I'm sure they thought about this stuff. Thank you, Austrian Audio, who don't know that I'm making this video. Thank you, Thomann. Thank you for watching. And we're going to put links below that you please use. Also, subscribe. Thumbs up, you bastards. Why don't you do that? And animals at the end.